There it is. Canada. There it is. The United States. If you hear hooting, that's my support crew. He just dropped me off. Canada? United States? No, it's not the co-ops. Those aren't yellow blazers. Those are white blazes. After 4 years, a return for a grudge match. White blazes. Hi. Going stranger. On the long trail. Thinking happy thoughts. Tried to kill me last time. And of course it's always tough when the family drops me off and spends the first night, because now I gotta say goodbye in the morning. But we are on our way. Will we make it? We'll have to see. But we're gonna give it a shot. I think it's gonna be a little colder this time than the last time. I'm hoping. I'm packed for cold. A little heavy, but I'd rather carry a little more weight and not freeze to death. But I thought I'd say hello, start this thing off. Not a lot of tremendously pretty stuff on this first day, but I'll check in if I see anything I think you should see. Goal is Lower Woodward, not too far. Less than 10-mile first day. Get the legs warmed up with a few days before we start going any farther. White blazes. As expected, we're just walking in the woods. Haven't been any real views. Stopped for lunch, Shooting Star. About 3 hours to there from the border. We got about as far again to go. So state land. Yeah, right now it's a pretty little walk in the forest. At the end of this pretty little walk, it'll go up a mountain. But as I recall, it doesn't really have any views either. Trees are just starting to change color, so hopefully we can ride them south. I'd rather they were pretty and on the trees than underfoot. Alright, back in the box for you guys. I figured I better say goodnight. There's a lot of people up at the campsite, so I stepped down here. It's forest. No, there's probably 15 people here. It's very crowded up there, and I don't like to put other people on camera. It's not nice. So, figured I'd say goodnight. It's still sun up, but had my dinner, gonna drink some water, put my feet up. These first couple of days are nice and short, so. But there just wasn't much to look at today. Tomorrow morning, I promise, unless it's really cloudy, we'll have some views. So, I'll see you then. Good morning. Got away from all those people. Wow. I'm spoiled. I'm used to the glass. You sleep alone. You can sleep at night. A lot of people, a lot of noise. Uncontrolled dog. Barking in the middle of the night. I tell you. You spend a few weeks alone on the Golas and you start thinking, boy, I wish I could camp with some people. Then you do it and you realize, wait, maybe going alone and being alone is the way to go. It's just you and your body in the mountains. But if I'm going to have to fight these people for sleep, it's going to be a tough month. Oh well. It's a beautiful morning. Sun is shining. Not sure if there's any birds singing, but we've got a beautiful mountain to climb this morning. I can see it over there through the trees. I didn't look to see how many thousands of feet up it is, but I know it's way up there. Yeah. There's something about looking up at a mountain like that that just seems like it's impossible. But I know I can do it. Well, I will definitely pull the camera out when we get up there, because that's going to be the highlight of the day. This is pretty, but that'll be better. Well, that's the top. I think we've already done a big part of the climb. So there's just one more big part to do. Beautiful morning for it. Now we're getting somewhere. A little bit more, we'll be on top. That guy took a shortcut. He didn't follow the trail. Cheater. I don't know if he didn't find the trail or if he was intentionally cheating, but he came straight up the ski slope. Now we're on top of the mountain. I'm just guessing. Well, it's been a lumpy sort of day, but this part of the trail looks pretty. Up and down J to start the day, and then it's like a 700-foot climb from there to the top of this ridge. Now we're gonna bounce up and down this ridge for the rest of the day. I made the mistake of looking at the numbers. It's like 2,000 feet of ascent over the next 4.5 miles. But it's not really a climb, it's a ridge. You can go up and down. But right now it's gentle and pretty. That's why I thought I'd share it with you. Later I'll be sweating. You wouldn't be able to see anything. Sweat be on the camera. But for now, I've had lunch, chatted with some nice people. There are a lot of people out here. White blazes and Vermont. It's not just a legend, it's real. Well, this is pretty much what the rest of the day looks like. There's no real views, it's just lumpy green tunnel. So maybe we'll see you at the campground. Good morning. Day 3. Sorry I didn't close out the day yesterday, but there's a lot of people at the campsite when I got there. And it was pretty late. Took a long time to get down that hill for some reason. We're getting an early start today. 7 o'clock on trail. Light enough to see, light enough to walk, I guess. The neighbors were up at 5, so since they got me up, I took advantage. There's a big climb coming up this morning. So try to get that out of the way for lunch. And then see where we end up this afternoon. I rather doubt we'll make it to Spruce Ledge. It's what it says on my paper. My plan. But we know how plans go. I do anyway. There it is. The long trail. A gentle little climb to warm up the legs. We'll drop down into the actual Hazen's Notch. Then we'll go up. It's going to be fun. I don't know if there's views up there, but we'll see. Hazen's Notch. Samwise moment. One more step and I'm farther on the long trail than I've ever been before. Now it's all new. One of those times where a blaze would come in handy. Oh, there's one, I think. Well, from all reports, this is about to get very ugly. So, we'll see what pops out at the top. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of video on the way up. Deceptively nice right now. Well, I made the top of the ridge. That climb wasn't as bad as people said. It was bad. I'm glad they said it was terrible. That way it wasn't as bad as I thought it might be. Now we're just kind of cruising along the ridgeline here. It bounces up and down quite a bit, but it's better than a steady climb. But there was some beautiful sunshine here in the trees. I figured I should share that with you. Yeah, cruising along. Maybe make it to Tillotson for lunch. And then figure out where we might go from there. The Beaver Dam. Had a late lunch at Tillotson. Hoping I can make it about 5 more miles before dark. Ooh, mail from home. It's quite the spot these beaver found. Morning. Sorry I didn't say goodnight last night. It was almost dark when I made camp. I hate to say it, but I totally forgot about it. Sometimes it's all about survival. Well, there's some pretty vicious lumps yesterday. Came up a few miles short of where I was headed, but I think I knew that going into the day that I wasn't going to be able to make 15 miles. I made about 11, 12. And they were vicious miles. Hopefully today's elevation profile looks a little more, well, I won't say good, but it's better. Here. It's morning in the forest. We've got some cloud cover coming in. You say tiny chance of showers over the next few days, and then it's gonna rain on Friday. If I'd stayed on schedule, I could have hid out in the shelter on Friday in the rain. But now I gotta go. I'll run out of food. Well, I believe there will be some things to see later today, so just thought I'd check in, explain why I didn't say goodnight. Get the day started. Devil's Gulch. I thought I was already in the gulch. Been fighting the rocks for a while. Oh no, that looks gulchy. Definitely gulchy. It's a little dark in here. Ooh. A little short too. Well, this is going to be some heavy breathing you don't need to hear, but I figured I'd show you a little bit of the fun anyway. Enjoying this flat trail where I can. It's generally either very up or very down. Trying to enjoy it when I can. Not feeling very well. Stomach's blowing up on me. That's cut me a little hike short. But if it was all like this, I could probably be okay. There's a really nasty climb coming up to finish the day, so we'll see what's left of me after that. What if I can make calls tonight and round top tomorrow? Puts me a few miles from Johnson on Friday. It's supposed to rain. Pretty sure there won't be any lodging available on Friday during leaf peeping season. But then I'll have to decide what to do next, because I can't hike without a stomach. Once it goes, it's really hard to get it back. Yeah. Flat trail through the mud or the bypass. Not sure which is worse. I followed the places, assuming that mud was deep. Well, looks like we're going to go up a lump here. Beautiful forest. Good morning, he said sheepishly. One of those get into camp. There's a lot of people nights. So pulling out very late out of Corliss camp. I think this might be day 5, but I don't really know. Rain, everything's wet. Trail's not bad, just I'm wet. But yeah, we'll see what today brings. Yesterday was a pretty tough day mentally because my body's falling apart. So the brain had to keep it in control. I don't know. Not feeling real confident right now. suppose things could suddenly bounce back, but it's weekend of leaf peeping season, so there's no way I'm gonna get a hotel room. I either recover on trail or I don't. It's tough when you get old. Although I seem to recall it was tough when I was younger too. But we'll do a beautiful climb here this morning. It's only a few miles up. And we're going to take a big chunk of it right away here, I see. I can see that ridge looming up there. I don't think this camera picks it up, but it goes way up, like about there. And then after that, there's a mountain we'll climb for the rest of the morning. But maybe the clouds will break and we'll have a view up there. Don't see one of these every day. Probably should take a picture of it. That's quite the piece of rock. I guess we're going this way. Well, I don't know what's going to happen next, but this was a very pretty spot. I stopped and made some water, chatted with some hikers. I got to get over this lump so I can go down into the notch and start climbing the next bump. Don't have very far to go, unfortunately. I have a lot of climb left in my legs. They're getting tired, which is a bad sign. Legs are supposed to get stronger, not tired. Yeah, my stomach is bothering me. I don't eat quite right, and then I don't have the energy that I should have. it just gets progressively worse. Gotten a lot better at it than I used to be. I'd be dead by now otherwise. Yeah, I don't know. That might be the top of the lump up there. You always hope. Yeah, enjoying it while I can. I still don't know what's gonna happen here. It's a little bit of a view here. Round head. Round top? Round something. Sleeping in the shelter. It's gonna rain. Got here pretty early, 4 o'clock. Had a couple of dinners, feeling pretty good. Don't know what we'll feel like tomorrow. But yeah, heck of a day. 5 it's been. Oh well, I haven't been saying goodnight, I thought I would. Good morning. Day 6, I believe. They started off very wet. Darn rain couldn't come through overnight when I had a roof over my head. Had to wait till morning. Just around dawn it started pouring. I let a few hours of it go through, but I've got to get going. So we'll get a little wet. And I hope we can get dry tonight. Here, you can enjoy the trail. It's not too wet right here. I was walking through water before. Well, that's what it's going to look like. Gotta get over this lump. And they'll let me go down for a while with a few lumps on the way down. Never can seem to go down without having to climb. Alright, that's going uphill. I'm going to want both poles. On top of Prospect Rock. There were signs warning earlier in the season. This is falcon nesting area. I was a little surprised when I got to the top and there was a flock of turkeys. Big ones too. A little wet this morning, but it could have been wetter. Try not to complain about what I got when it could be worse. Hoping it's done. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get down off this cliff. Doesn't look good. Wow. Try not to slide. Wow, river. Whew. It's up here. That's beautiful. The breeze is really nice too. It's raining a little bit, I think, but yeah, still soaking it up while I can. I don't know if I'm going home or staying, but first I thought I was quitting, then I thought I was going on. And my wife just asked me if I was coming home, and I'm like, ooh, I could go home. I was a much tougher hiker when I was single. You got people at home. It's a lot harder to stay out here. We'll see. Well, the rain is gone. It's a beautiful fall day on the long trail. I think I've decided to go home tomorrow. I was starting to feel pretty good. But then I talked to my wife. I think I'm gonna go home. Those few days of feeling sick took a lot out of me. I don't want to risk getting sick again where I'm headed if it's really rough. I probably should be happy I'm alive and just get out of here. But there's been a little bit of fun. I don't. Person's got to try. Here's a beautiful brook. Somebody's logging yard. Hopefully they don't cut the trees I'm hanging from. Well, I came down to get a bag of water before bed. But I hate to disappoint anybody who thought I was going to make it. I had my doubts before I started. And it beat the crap out of me. But I lived. I'll go home, hike another day maybe. Don't think this is it. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but I just get the feeling this is a smart thing to do. I don't want to be regretting not going in a couple of days, dying on top of a mountain somewhere. I got people at home depending on me. So. Well, see you next time. It's a beautiful morning. Look, there's more beauty over there. Well, I am indeed headed the other direction now. I head back to the road. Family's gonna come get me. Just about the time I got my body whipped into shape, my spirit ran out. Took a lot of strength to push through feeling sick on over those mountains. I think if I'm going to do this trail, I'm going to have to do it with a lot of money and a lot of hotel space. Or else somebody's going to have to carry all my stuff. The people who seem to be going into town and staying at the bed and breakfast every few days, they seem to be having a lot more fun. And maybe that's part of it, seeing all these other people that are having fun and having it easier. It looks like it's easier for them. Demoralizing. But yeah, yesterday I thought I was going to go on until my wife asked me if I wanted to come home. I was like, yeah. So it was a pretty honest answer. I got to go with my gut on that one. I think taking August off for tropical weather was detrimental, certainly. All the legs, muscles, heart, everything gets lazy sitting around like that. It was 90 degrees and 90% humidity. I'm not hiking that shit. That'll kill me too. Oh well. It's a beautiful day for a walk in the woods. Not in any hurry. Apparently they got a late start. I got an early start because I thought I was going to be holding them up. But certainly it'd be nice to see family. Sorry I couldn't show you the rest of the trail. I don't know. It's been known to keep trying, but I don't like the idea of throwing money at a trail. If I've got to spend $150 every few days to stay in town, I can't hike like that. That's just too wasteful. I would like to. I'm sure it's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. Feather beds and hot breakfast sounds good, but that's money I could spend on the family, so. Well, it's just trees from here to the road pretty much. So. This might be a wrap up here. Again, apologies for stringing you along thinking we might go somewhere, but I do what I can.